Hey, Dr. Trevor Cates here, and I want to chat with you today about aging and skin. And I'm getting ready to turn 49 on February 22nd. So I think it's absolutely fabulous. I love being in my 40s. I'm excited about being in my 50s. I think I feel pretty lucky that I always had women around me that inspire me that are older than I am, so I look up to, including women in my family, friends, all of that. So for me, aging has never really been something to dread or be concerned about, but I know it scares a lot of people. And part of that has to do with the changes that happen in our skin. And I'm not one to do Botox and fillers and, doing things to my face. I pretty much just use the Spa Doctor skincare products and know that aging is a part of life. Like changes happen in the skin. And I think there's a part of it that I think it would be great if we could just embrace that our skin changes as we age. At the same time, I also enjoy my skincare routine. My Facebook is I'm sorry, I'm having issues with it right now. But I think it's, okay for these changes to happen. And I think it's aging is we are typically wiser, we have more experience, or so many fabulous things that happen as we age, and our skin's changes. The wrinkles that we have in our face, the fine lines, those are like characters. They're signs that we've been living and laughing and enjoying our lives. But I also understand that we've got to have our beauty routines or our skincare routines, and I certainly have mine. I started a skincare line called the Spa Doctor. So, what I want to do today is talk with you about some things that change with our skin as we age. What are the changes that happen? Why are they happening? And what are some natural things that we can do about it? So, absolutely, if you choose Botox or plastic surgery or fillers or any of that, that is your personal choice. There's absolutely no shaming here. If that's what you choose, that's fine. I want to give you some natural options as well, and also tell you you don't have to do those things if it doesn't feel right to you. So let's talk about the changes that happen with our skin as we age. And so I think a lot of times we forget about the changes that happen with our skin, including collagen. So collagen is what gives our skin that part of that texture, that firmness. And as we age, collagen starts to break down. So it's just part of the natural aging process. It's what, partly it's gravity, partly it's genetics, partly it's your diet, your lifestyle, the sun exposure, all of these things, and even just the aging process alone. So, again, I'm just going to tell you the problem first and then I'll tell you the solution. Don't worry, there's some things we can do to help support our collagen. And so collagen is one of the big things that changes with our skin as we age. It's that those changes in the structure of the collagen. And collagen is elsewhere in our body. So we have collagen in our joints. We have collagen other places, really important. And that also starts to change as we age. So we want to do what we can to support our collagen. The second thing that really changes a lot are our hormones. And this is a big part of why I'm working on my docu-series, Hormones, Health, and Harmony, coming up soon, and also why I've got my book, Natural Beauty Reset, coming out to talk more about hormones because they play such a huge role in our health, including how we age. And so, if we could do things to keep our hormones in balance, that really helps us with graceful aging. So, things like the hormones like estrogen and progesterone, that those start to decline as we get older. Even in our 30s, 40s, 50s, they start to decline. And with our 30s, we start to have more of a drop in progesterone first. And then estrogen starts to come down with it. So, with those changes and shifts, what we tend to notice with our skin is it can change the elasticity, the tone of our skin as we get older, as those start to drop off. That's part of what happens. And some women will also start to notice their skin's just not as vibrant looking. They might start to feel like their skin is more dull. And that's because there's less blood flow to the skin with the changes when these hormones. There's a lot of changes happening. Again, I'm going to talk about solutions for this. It's not all doom and gloom here. I'm just telling you what's happening so that we can fix it. Because I always like to know, what is the problem that we're trying to fix, right? What is it that we're going for here? Because the fact of the matter is, the good news is we're living older now than we used to because of technology and lifestyle and hygiene and all these fabulous things. But we want our skin to keep up with us as we get older. We want to feel vibrant and energized and have a great sex life and all those fantastic things as we continue to age and we are living older, right? We want our bodies to keep up with us and so that we can live life fully. So, estrogen, progesterone start to decline. That impacts our elasticity, tone. Testosterone for both men and women starts to decrease as we age. And we know that testosterone helps us with muscle, also helps us with our bones, but particularly with our muscles because of that, that change in the testosterone will start to get that decline in muscle tone. So, what happens with our skin, so we have all those muscles under on our face underneath our skin. And if we have muscle loss with that, that's part of what causes the sagging. So we want to also keep those muscles in our face toned. And testosterone is one of the things that helps with that. But as we get older, it starts to decline. Also, thyroid can oftentimes people start to decline. For many people, they're even in their 20s and 30s, people will start to realize that their thyroid isn't functioning optimally. So people with low thyroid might start to notice more dryness and dullness. So though that's another hormone that can change as we age. So we have these changes with our hormones. There's estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, thyroid. There's also adrenal, and adrenal hormones start to change as we age as well. A lot of times people will tend to have these cortisol spikes where our adrenal hormone cortisol will start to go up. So that can cause us to have more inflammatory skin issues. So that's another thing that can happen. The third thing that oftentimes happens as we age too, that's related to our skin, is our digestion. You oftentimes hear me talk about the gut skin connection. And so that also plays a role in the aging process. And if our digestion is not great, then that can impact our skin. And so think of it this way. So as we get older, are actually the like hydrochloric acid, the acidity level in our stomach that helps us digest food, that can start to get off. And so that impacts our ability to digest food and assimilate nutrients that we need from our food to help us. So that's another thing that we have to counter as we get older too. Again, this is not all doom and gloom. I'm going to tell you, the thing is that we have to remember getting older is a privilege. It's amazing to get older. We sometimes have to work a little bit harder in certain ways. We have other issues when we're younger, when we're trying to figure out what we're going to do with our lives, if we're going to start a family and if we're going to get married and all those kinds of things. And as we get older, we're pretty set in like who we are, so we can save our time with that. And then it just gets to be like self-care really kicks in. So the fourth thing that also happens as we get older is oxidative damage. Now, oxidative damage is happening all the time because it's exposure to sunlight, it's exposure to toxins in the environment, which continues to happen throughout our lives. And then, but even just the aging process speeds up oxidative damage. So, oxidative damage also speeds up those physical changes that we see on our skin and in our bodies with age. The wrinkle, sagging skin, a lot of that's associated with oxidative damage. Okay, enough about the problem. Let's talk about the solution. You know that there are changes with collagen, there are changes with hormones, there's changes with your digestion, there's changes with oxidative damage, and this is just some of the internal changes that are happening with your body. There's certainly other ones that genetics plays a role in how you age and your skin, your lifestyle plays a huge role. So even if you have genes that cause you to have more oxidative damage or hormonal imbalances or collagen loss, there are things that you can do to help counterbalance that and to help with changing the genetic expression. So, one of the first things that you could do that you hear me talk about is to take care of your skin. Yeah, so let's talk about externally and then we'll go into the internally. And because we want to do both, that's really important with aging and skin. And so we want to take care of our skin, first of all, protecting our skin from sun damage. Now, a little bit of sun is great. We want the vitamin D. You can get a lot of exposure for of sun for vitamin D on your arms, your legs, but your face you want to be particularly mindful because this is where we get a lot of the sun exposure, whether it's while we're outside or driving in the car. That sunlight, that UVA light, is the most age accelerator type of UV light. So even just that through windows, we can get that sun exposure. And so like right now, I'm wearing a turtleneck. It's wintertime here in Park City, right? And so I'm pretty much covered up, but it's my hands and my face and even my neck that are exposed to sunlight. So those are the areas we want to focus on the most to protect from sun damage. So wearing hats, wearing a good zinc oxide sunscreen like the one that we carry at the spa doctor, and things like that. So sun protection is part of taking care of your skin and protecting. I've got a friend who wears a sun visor that's like she like not just sunglasses, but a full on visor every time she goes outside. Living in high altitude in Park City, we're closer to the sun, so there and then the snow reflection creates even more sun exposure and that potential damage. So we need to be particularly careful here. And that also using a skincare line that supports graceful aging. So we want to constantly be thinking about what can we do to our skin to help nourish our skin both from the inside out and on the outside. I know I've got some comments here. Somebody says they're turning 25 next month. And yeah, that's you're if you're getting ahead of us now at 25, that's amazing. Taking really good, it's never too early to start taking care of your skin, and it's never too late. So skincare routine though is an important part, partly what we do from the inside out. But with the reason why I created the daily essential skincare system at the spa doctor is so that people can have a daily regimen that is free of toxic ingredients because we don't want these exposures to hormone disrupting chemicals. We do not want these things that speed up oxidative damage in the body. We want natural skincare products to help with graceful aging. That's really, really important. We don't want these toxins we're exposed to, but we also want our skincare products to help with the pH of our skin, that mild acidity. So research shows that if you use skincare products in the 4.6 to 5 pH range, especially for your face, particularly below 5.5, that's going to help with decreasing wrinkle length and depth. So keeping your skin in that mild acidity range is really important for helping support your skin through the years. And then also it helps support a healthy skin microbiome. So if you start to have issues, inflammatory issues, or you start to break out in acne because of hormonal changes that you're going through, if you've got a good skincare routine that keeps your skin microbiome in a good place, it's really going to help you, especially during transitional times. It's really important to keep that skin microbiome in a great place so that your skin can be more resilient. And as we get older, resilience is a key word for us. We want everything we do, anything like, how can we be more resilient physically, emotionally, mentally? I mean, I think all the time throughout our lives, we want to be more resilient. But as we get older, we want to constantly be thinking, like, what else can I do to have my body be more resilient, including my skin. So, skincare is a big part of it. Having skincare products, though, that have natural actives that are rich in antioxidants because of that oxidative damage that's happening as we get older, anti-inflammatory ingredients, and things like some adaptogenic herbs and things like that that actually help with balancing the stress response that's occurring on the surface of our skin. So ingredients like that we include in the Spa Doctor skincare products because we want not only do we want our skincare products to be free of toxic ingredients, and we also want them to have the right pH, but we want them to have natural actives, those nourishing ingredients, herbs and nutrients that help our skin, that nourish our skin and protect it. So those are all important. And I recommend doing your skincare routine both morning and night. So make sure it meets all those criteria. If it doesn't, then you know where to find one that does, the Spa Doctor. It's very dry here today in Park City. It's all of a sudden the temperature dropped and it's really cold and dry. So I'm sorry, I have to keep drinking water to stay hydrated and I could keep talking to you. So, the other thing to think about, in addition to what you're doing superficially on your skin, is also eating nourishing foods that support your collagen, that help with hormonal balance, that help with your digestion, that help protect against oxidative damage. So we want to think about what can we bring into what we're eating that helps support that. So someone is asking me, can I buy your skincare line in a store? The Spa Doctor skincare line is only available online at thespadoctor.com. We sell direct consumer online only. That way we can bring you the best price. So, and that way we can get it directly to you. Working with retailers with a small company is not an easy thing. So we sell directly to you online. So, thanks for the question. Okay. And so we want to get these nourishing foods. So eating foods rich in vitamin C, because vitamin C actually naturally helps support our collagen. You can also consider foods rich in collagen, like bone broth and gelatin and things like that, that actually contain collagen to help support your body's collagen levels. And then antioxidant rich foods, these colorful fruits and vegetables, those help with protecting against oxidative damage. Now, hormonal balancing diet, this is why I have a new book coming out. It's called Natural Beauty Reset. And I've got lots of ideas on foods to eat, lots more recipes beyond what I have in Clean Skin from Within. And a lot of the focus is on hormone balance. And so the book's not out yet, but you could pre order it. It's Natural Beauty Reset, and it's available for pre orders on Amazon right now. As of just like a few days ago, my publisher let me know that it's up for pre orders. Natural Beauty Reset. So excited to bring this to you. Lots of ideas on foods to eat to help with balancing your hormones. So, for each season, I give you recommendations on food, movement, mindset, and skincare because our needs change with each season. And if we align with this, then it helps with balancing our hormones. I also have a docu series coming out. You'll learn more about soon. It's coming in May, and lots on hormones and including how they affect the skin. So I can't really dive into all of that right now, but don't worry, there's more coming soon for you. But in the meantime, be thinking about what are the foods that are going to help with balancing your hormones. Some of these are going to be nutrients that you need for your hormones to work optimally, like B vitamins. We need B vitamins to help with our stress reaction to stress and our adrenals. We need them for our thyroid. We need certain nutrients for our thyroid like iodine and tyrosine and things like that. We also can consume cruciferous vegetables, the broccoli, cauliflower, those types of vegetables that help with estrogen metabolism so that our hormones are starting to be more in balance and we're not having estrogen dominance and things that are getting thrown off. There are plenty of foods that we can eat to help with with addressing some of these changes that happen as we age, including digestion. Digestion was one of the things that I mentioned. So if you're noticing your digestion's not as good, there are things that you can do with your diet, eating more fiber and making sure that you're chewing your foods thoroughly when you eat them, because that's your digestion starts in your mouth when you're chewing your food. So chew really well. You might want to consider doing something like a little bit of apple cider vinegar and water before meals to help stimulate digestion. And thinking about all of these things, you can do so much with food. Now, in addition to food, we can ramp it up a little bit more by taking supplements. So supplements help with giving us an extra boost of nutrients that normally we just can't get the same amount in food. And as we age, our nutritional needs increase. So supplements, I think, are a really good idea. Now we want to be careful, like what supplements, and there's definitely a good balance. So I always recommend working with a functional medicine doctor or naturopathic doctor to help customize and figure out which supplements are best for you. But overall, I'm going to give you some recommendations on things that you might want to consider. Vitamin C, I mentioned vitamin C in foods. You could take a vitamin C supplement to help with your collagen, and it's a really great antioxidant. You can also do collagen peptides. You can take a collagen supplement. And we have one at the Spa Doctor. We do carry supplements at the Spa Doctor as well. Our collagen is it's a powder. It's actually quite tasty. It does have vitamin C in it and other nutrients that support collagen. So that's another one to consider. Astaxanthin or resveratrol. These are some antioxidants that you can find in supplements to counteract that oxidative damage that we get that happens as we age. We do have an astaxanthin omega krill that we sell at the Spa Doctor. There's also vitamin D that's really important, that our needs typically change and they increase as we get older. Probiotics, digestive enzymes, looking at ways that we can support our digestive health. A multivitamin and mineral supplement is a nice kind of catch-all that can help fill in some of the nutritional gaps that we have in our diet, or that we, as our nutritional needs increase as we age, it kind of helps fill in for that. So looking at that with the Spa Doctor, we have our daily nutrient packets. There's little packets that come with a calcium, a magnesium, a multivitamin, and it also comes with an omega supplement. So really easy way to do those. There are plenty of other people out there that makes great supplements as well, but find one that's super high quality. That's the key with supplements. You want to find high quality and go with a brand that you can really trust. So, and when we're sourcing things for the Spa Doctor with skincare and supplements, I always go for the highest quality, the purest I can find, the most potent natural ingredients. Those sorts of things are so important. So the other thing I want to point out, when we're looking at skin and aging, it is good to individualize and look at your underlying causes and test to find out what is happening with your body, what is happening with your hormones, what is happening with your digestion, and what are ways that you can support. And those can be, some of that testing can be done with your regular doctor. Some need to be done with a functional medicine or naturopathic doctor to really get to the root cause. And then you can fill in like what herbs you might want to take, what supplements, nutritional supplements, or if you're a woman or man that's like thinking about doing bioidentical hormones, that's a whole other thing we're not going to talk about today, but that can also help with your hormones as they start to decline. Now, it's important to do the other stuff first, in addition to considering bioidentical hormones if you're going down that path. And there's a, it's important to work with a doctor who specializes in this. Don't try and do this on your own. Do not resist. So just going to say, resist the temptation to go online and get progesterone or estrogen. You won't be able to find testosterone, I hope, because it's a controlled substance. And but be careful with that, because you want to work with somebody. If you're going to do bioidentical hormones, you want to work with someone who's used to doing that, is going to test and make sure you're doing it safely. It's not for everyone, but if you do decide to choose that path, then definitely work with someone. And then I have lots more information coming up for you soon. And I know I've gotten a lot of questions. I'll try and go in and answer some of those. And we've got the docu series coming up. Hormones, Health, and Harmony is coming out in May. More on that soon. Just if you want to head over to thespadoctor.com and opt into our email list, we'll keep you updated on that, or just follow me on social media. We'll be keeping you updated on the docu series and exactly when that's coming out and how you can learn more about that. And like I said, Amazon is already allowing pre-orders of my book, Natural Beauty Reset. So you can hop over to Amazon and do your pre-order for that book. There's lots more on that, lots of recipes and things. I can't wait to share that with you all. And thanks for joining me today. I'll see you all next time.